Hey, everybody. Welcome to our first edition of Purpose Beyond Beauty. My name is Toni Roberts, and I am your host, and I'm so excited to have our first feature interviewer here. Her name is Shauna V. And I came across Shauna about a week or so ago on Instagram. And when I saw her brand and when I saw her what she was doing with her makeup and ministry and Hello Purpose, I just knew that I had to reach out to her and bring her to you ladies to let her share her story. You ladies always know that I'm always talking about walking in your purpose, and although you might have a passion for beauty, but it's really important for you to really live out your purpose through your passion. And Shauna is the epitome of doing that. And I'm just so grateful that she is giving us her time and is willing to come to share her story. And I just want to allow her to speak life into you and just share where she's come from and how she was able to find her purpose within beauty. So, Shauna, please go ahead and just let us know a little bit about your background and then also how you actually got into the beauty space.
All right. Well, hello, everybody. My name is Shawana Vickers. I'm also known as Shawana V. I am the founder of Hello Purpose. I am the founder of Hello Purpose, which is a women's empowerment. We teach and build confidence. We empower, inspire, and cultivate. I am also the editor-in-chief of www.shawanav.com, which is a blog that features beauty, fashion, and everything purpose. So I'm excited to be here today and share my story. Hopefully it will inspire you, cultivate you, motivate you, and cause you to be even more determined in what you have going on in your life and with your purpose.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So tell us a little bit about how you got into the world of beauty.
Well, girl, let me tell you. So, Chad. So it starts back, and I actually did a blog post on this yesterday, which is so like unique and funny that I'm still talking about this. I back in 2007. Okay. I've always been into makeup. I was a cheerleader. I just love everything beauty and fashion. But after I had my son, we moved out in our apartment, and I happened to go to the hair store because I needed something for my hair. I was trying to do my hair. And I ran into this lady, and she was like, "Oh, girl, you're so cute." I was like, "Thank you, girl." And so she was like, "Do you want to be in a pageant?" And I was like, "Girl, first of all, these people, they like real, they like, I'm not that size." So she was like, "No, it's a plus pageant. And the only thing is it's 2 weeks away." So I was like, I don't know. But then she was like, "Oh, the grand prize is $2,500. I was like, "Sign me up, child." So I literally did everything in 2 weeks. I had to get my hair together. I had to go to Orlando like 3 times. Mind you, on the way, me and my friends, we broke down on the way down there.
Oh my gosh.
And so I ended up getting everything together in 2 weeks. I don't really have a talent like that except for motivational speaking.
Mhm.
So I literally made up a speech on stage during the competition. Well, everything went on. The other girls had, plenty of time to prepare. I just did the best I could in hopes that, me being a single mom, that I would win this money, because that's all I was really thinking about was the money. And so I actually won. I won this pageant. And from that, it was a prize with Ashley Stewart down in St. Petersburg. You got to open up their store. You got the cash prize. So from that, that's what kind of launched me into beauty and modeling, because I started doing fashion shows. And I was pretty good with makeup, but it got expensive, and it was a passion of mine. So I started doing makeup myself, and people started asking me to do their makeup. And believe me, at first, I look at the pictures, I'll be like, I don't know who hired me. I don't know what they was thinking. But I developed my gift with makeup, and I understood that it was much more than me applying makeup. It was me applying purpose and empowerment into the women, because anytime I do faces or I even do myself, I do a brow. Like today, my brows are like absolutely the bomb. So I'm just like, I'm always empowering a woman when I'm doing their makeup. So I'm like, girl, you are beautiful even without this makeup. And so my career as a makeup artist just started blooming from that. And so because I love makeup, I love painting, as far as painting faces, because I can't draw, but I love the whole recreation of bringing out different features in your faces. That's kind of how I got started. So, child, for me going to the hair store, need some bobby pins. That's how I got. That's how I started.
Well, that's an awesome story, and how you were able to like really get introduced to modeling and beauty and actually win the contest. That
Mm-hmm.
is a big thing for you to actually get catapulted into the beauty space.
Yes.
So, as you got introduced to beauty, were you like spiritual back then, or like?
Yes, I've always been in the church. I was
Okay.
raised in the church. My grandfather and my grandmother, bless her soul, she was a missionary. My grandfather was a pastor. He is currently still living. He's an elder. I grew up Church of God by faith. I'm originally from Rochester, New York. Um, um, so I've been in church all my life. I'm a church girl. I actually was just looking at some YouTube church music before we came on. Like, I love God. There's no hiding about my love for God. There's no hiding about it. But however, when I was, growing up in church, you be in church all the time. You want to try to figure out what is everybody talking about, like going to the club and, and I wasn't that type that wanted to smoke. Like, I wanted to be involved, but I ain't want y'all to touch me. Like, I ain't want no smoke in my weed. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to see what y'all was talking about. But I've always been in church. I've always been involved in church. Even when I wasn't really involved in church, I was involved. If you know what I'm saying? You know, the kind of black backslide and stuff that they call it. But I really recommitted myself to God when I got pregnant. And a lot of people say, oh, it's just because you got pregnant. But I realized that at that moment, it was a pivotal time because my son's father was in jail. And so I had realized that I was bringing in a child and I needed something more than my mother. I needed someone that was never going to leave me or forsake me. And so I started my relationship with Christ for real, for real.
Mhm. That's awesome. And I remember seeing on your post on your Instagram the other day where you did like a tribute post to your kids.
Yes,
Um, and I saw that you said that you had miscarried.
yes,
Um,
yes.
could you tell us a little bit more about that and the
Yes.
history?
I believe my miscarriage, and a lot of people, um purpose is built off of pain.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
in order for you to go to your next level of your purpose, you got to go through some things so that you become tough. So in 2009, I got married, and I became pregnant on my wedding night.
Mm-hmm.
And so as soon as I found out I was pregnant, I got immediately sick. I was so sick until I couldn't do anything for myself. I literally laid on the couch the whole time. And so to fast forward, we were going to the doctor. I had a premonition, like a revelation or something you want to call it. I was in the tub, and I saw myself in a hospital gown, and I didn't really understand what that was about. But I did not want to go to the doctor. I was literally sick and tired of being pregnant because I threw up every day. I literally lost over 50 something pounds, and I was only pregnant for about 4 months.
Wow.
And so I go to the doctor to find out what I'm having. And all of a sudden, everybody starts fumbling and moving all fast and acting all crazy. And I'm just like, is it a boy or girl? Because I'm ready to go. And so my mom's a nurse, and she squeezed my hand really tight. And I didn't really understand that. Well, the head nurse comes in and she says, I understand that you say you've been having pain for the last couple of days. I know you thought that it was gas, but it's not. You actually have been in labor for the last 5 days. The
Oh,
baby is trying to detach itself from you. You can go home and you can wait it out until he passes, or we can give you something, take you to the hospital to allow you to go ahead and birth this child, because you're going to have to actually push him out. He is deceased, and he's been deceased for over 2 weeks.
oh, wow.
And so I'm a new wife. We're young. And now you tell me that I'm carrying a dead child for 2 weeks. So I said, well, let's just go and get it over with. I end up being in labor with his name was Nature. I ended up being in labor with Nature for about 5 days. So this was like a whole 2 week process of um my son passing away. But when I realized purpose was birth was during that time. They were getting ready to release me, and I told my mother, I said, when I lay down, I hear my heart beating really fast, and I don't know what that means. And so she said, well, let's just run some more tests again, because everything came back clear. I was fine to go. And they come rushing back. They rushed me up to the next floor up. If I would have walked out that door, I would have dropped dead from a heart attack. All of my electrolytes were like point 0.1, point 0.3. I had to get every electrolyte inserted into my body. I had tubes everywhere. My veins had collapsed, so they were putting tubes in my feet, IVs in my feet, because I had no more veins. They were even searching for veins in my neck because I was that dehydrated. I had to get 2 blood transfusions. So over the course of time, I lost my son. And remind you now, I asked for my son, and they took him and discarded him without telling me or letting me hold him. So all of this is going on. And I'm just like, people are coming in and, they're trying, people want to console you. But every time they say, I'm sorry, I just start crying. So I went to sleep. They gave me something to kind of calm me down. And I distinctly heard God said, this is not for you. This is for them. And I'm like, I'm not no deep person. But I'm looking like, okay, I know I heard him. Yeah, that's what I heard. And so I turned and looked at my husband and I said, God told me to start over again. At the time, I had a empowerment company called More Than Enough Incorporated, where we do mentoring and we would make people over and put them in fashion shows. And so he starts panicking. See, that's what I'm talking about. You shouldn't be taking all that medicine. They got you high as a kite. I said, I'm not high. I know what I'm saying. I know exactly what I'm talking about. And so from that moment, I realized that purpose was on me. And the revelation that I got behind that was that when my son passed away, I was so doped up. They were trying to make me comfortable that when it was time to push him out, the nurse had to get on top of me to push him out.
Oh, wow.
So the revelation that I got was that in order sometimes for us to birth purpose, sometimes we're carrying a lot of dead weight. We're carrying depression and oppression, and we're trying to birth these things out, these new gifts that we have. But because we have all of this dead weight that we're carrying, we can't properly deliver in the delivery room. And sometimes God has to send someone else that has purpose over their life to get on top of you to help you push that dead weight. Because if you continue to carry that dead weight, you're going to die. But once that dead weight is pushed out of you and you have somebody in your corner, a prayer partner, a pusher, a purpose pusher, they can help push that dead weight out so you can live again. And that's how Hello Purpose was developed.
Amen. You said something so pivotal about going through pain and how your pain is not necessarily meant for you. It's meant for you to help other people. And that is what I always preach to the audience.
Yes.
And that's why I'm so passionate about people actually finding their purpose within you, because I understand that the passion might be beauty, but your purpose is so much more than just beautifying people from the outside. Beauty is about beautifying people from the inside out. Right? Beauty is self-care. Beauty is self-love, and working on your mindset and working on all of these inner demons and battles and pains and struggles you got to deal with in order to really blossom and evolve into the person that you were meant to be. So absolutely, I totally agree with that.
And we have to realize too that, first of all, the Bible talks about that we were created to give him glory. So in giving him glory, he's love. So in order sometimes to show somebody love, I have to help them. But during the process of purpose and me being in church and being spiritual, what I've learned is that a lot of times the church, they will judge you based on what you're going through. Just because I'm proclaiming God does not mean that I don't have my own personal issues that I'm going through. I'm not perfect. we're not perfect, but we're striving to be more like him. So even if you're not all the way where you need to be, or, sometimes people might know something about us and they'll try to hold that over our heads, or I'll try to expose you, or whatever the case may be. I've learned that it is what it is, because people gonna be people, but God gonna be God at the end of the day, and he's still gonna reign over my life, regardless of what you think, say, do, or try to post on Instagram or Facebook. God still is gonna reign over my life. So even if I fall and I got something going on in my closet, sometimes we have to look at our sister and say, you know what, God, thank you for covering mine. Thank you for grace and mercy over my mess. Let's just help her get her out of her mess.
Yes, 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 yes. You are ministering to my soul right now. So, could you tell us a little bit about how you developed your makeup and ministry?
So makeup and ministry was actually birthed because of nature.
Okay.
So a couple years ago, I usually around his birthday, I get down, I get depressed,
Mhm.
and I just don't want to be bothered. But people are always asking, "Oh, you do your makeup so pretty. How do you do your makeup?" So that's when, like, Facebook Live a couple years ago, at least when it was kind of well known to me,
Mhm.
it started blowing up. So I got on my personal page. I mean, I'm kind of known in the community. I had a okay following. And I just said, well, whoever gets on, gets on. So I got on my personal page, and it was like 50 people on there. I was like, oh, okay. And so it helped me deal with that day of events.
Mhm.
And so, excuse me, I was requested to do it again. And so I did it again, and who was it? I wanted, it was a couple people was like, "Oh, you should call this makeup and ministry." I was like, "Y'all are you trying to, like, do all that?" Because mind you, at this time, I had transitioned from stop doing MTE, and that's another thing about purpose. Um, I was doing my mentor program and my nonprofit for over 10 years. I went and got a building. I'm thinking, oh, we're going to have a big mentor program, and I'm going to be able to quit my job. I'm going to be able to help everybody in my community. Baby, ain't nobody show up. I said, oh, how am I going to pay this rent? So I dealt with tugging to let that go. And I distinctly heard him say, it's time to let this go. I got something else I want you to do. I didn't know that from makeup and ministry, that was part of what he was developing me to be a purpose coach and to be a motivational speaker.
Mhm.
And so I took a whooping, and makeup and ministry, just me doing live, was kind of my way of not thinking about me leaving my business and starting all over. Well, by the third time, I was up to like 40, 50,000 views. And I
Wow.
was like, oh, okay. So I switched it from my personal page to my business page, and I just started doing it every Monday night. And of course, the views go up and down. But again, if you're doing something out of purpose, if it's 2 viewers or if it's 2,000 viewers,
Mhm.
you still walking in your purpose. And that's all that I started focusing on. Somebody is being delivered. Somebody is, learning how to do their brows. Somebody learn how to do their eyelashes correctly, and they feel good about themselves. So from nature to now, that's kind of how I started healing from that situation as well. Getting over the fact that my son had passed away, I used that pain to birth another part of my purpose.
Amen. And that's one of the things I always, again, continue to preach to my following. A lot of people in the beauty influencer space, they get so hung up on numbers. They get so hung up on cloud and looking perfect and highlight reel and always presenting like the
Mm-hmm.
best image of themselves. And I'm like, we gotta get out of that, because we don't need another surface beauty influencer.
Right.
There's people out here hurting. There's people out here depressed. There's people that are going out, dealing with a lot of issues. And a lot of times they're in such a dark space, they don't see anything else outside of that. They might go to your account, or they might go to YouTube as like a coping mechanism to kind of like get outside of that, what's going on in real life. And if you don't open up and share what you're going through, or what trials or tribulations you've been able to overcome, you might be robbing them of the opportunity to find a solution, right?
Right.
So that's why
Right.
I always
Right.
tell them, like, you gotta start opening up, because you might be the only way that they get opened up to a solution. Right.
Right. And we have to stop looking at Instagram and social media as our end product. We don't need another social media model.
We
Like, we
don't.
don't need that. Like, it's cute and stuff. And believe me, I slay now. I teach the people how to dress and how to put it together. But, you know, I don't wear makeup every day. I don't, you know, when I start makeup a ministry, they see all my dark circles and my little bumps on my head and everything. And I let them know it's okay. You know, I'm fine. I'm cute with and without this makeup. I'm cute anyways. So a lot of people try to polish themselves up to be something that they're really not. And the thing about it, when you walk in your purpose, if your purpose shouldn't be to be a millionaire, because that's already given to you. You're gonna already get that. The wealth is already ours. It's just when it's your time, it's your time, and that's when wealth will come to you. If you speak wealth, it'll come to you. But a lot of people look at the pictures and say, "Oh, I want to live this life." I blog. This is not a game. This is not a joke. These links and posting and replying, because I'm the type of person, I try to reply to every single person that posts. So if I got a good picture, that's 200 people, you know, and it's really being intimate to those people and going on their pages and learning about them, asking about them. You got to be really concerned about people's spirit and not just a good picture. Oh, I took a good picture. Because at the end of the day, truth be told, likes and pictures does not pay these lights.
Praise him.
It's a
Hallelujah.
little bit more than that, because let me tell you, I cannot go over to my electric company and say, "Hey, I got 3,000 likes," and they're gonna say, "Where's my check?
Like, where's my coins?
Where's my coin?" So we have to get out of that and speak wealth and actually do the work. Do the work so that you can obtain wealth. Not just sit back and think that it's gonna come to you. I work hard. I work a regular job as a case manager. I'm a blogger. I do makeup full time. I will hustle on the side. Whatever I have to do to obtain wealth, because I want God to know that I'm serious about the knowledge that He's allowed me to have, because I could be dumb and deaf and not understand how to do these things. So I feel like when you walk in purpose, you got to be serious about it. You can't just say, "Oh, child, I just want to get out here and look cute." Like, oh, baby, we don't want to see that.
Right. That is the biggest thing that I preach all the time. It's all about serving people's hearts, serve their spirit,
Right.
their soul. Yes, great for you to, kiss them on the eyebrows and makeup, but people need you to serve their spirit and serve their soul. So why do you think it is so important for people in the beauty space to have a bigger purpose beyond just beauty? And what impact do you want to make with your calling?
I feel like it's important for you to really know your purpose and figure out your purpose. And like I talked about on my blog, purpose is like an airplane ride. So I've never seen a plane that never came down. At some point in time, the plane had to land. And the reason why a plane land is either to let people on, let people off, or for maintenance. And so that's a part of purpose. Sometimes we got to maintenance ourselves and find out what our purpose is. And our purpose should not be one dimensional. I'm not just a beauty blogger, a fashion blogger, or a purpose blogger, or a purpose coach, or a makeup artist, or I'm so many more things than what people just see on Instagram or Facebook. I have so much more in me that's still developing. And in order for you to develop purpose, you have to develop self characteristics about yourself and really fall in love with who you are. That's the beginning of finding who you are in your purpose, is loving what you see in the mirror. I'm a big girl. I've been losing weight. I've lost about 30 something pounds.
How
I
can
don't know
you
how many
believe that?
inches, child. I'm snatches. I don't know what, child. But in that, I didn't lose weight because I wanted somebody to say, "Oh, girl, you cute." Because when I was plus the 30 pounds, I was still slaying. I fell in love with what I saw in the mirror. And I believe that I'm a beautiful Black girl that will rock any color wig at any given moment in time, or my natural hair. And part of my purpose is to make sure that I reach somebody through what I'm doing as far as beauty and makeup and ministry, to show them that I love you and you are loved too. So it's very important for you to really figure out what your purpose and be okay with the figuring out part. Because
Right.
honestly, you don't really fully know all of your purpose until that last breath that you take in this world. And
Mhm.
that's when your purpose is complete.
Amen. So, so what advice would you give to somebody that's watching this right now and they feel like they're struggling with finding their voice, or struggling with finding their purpose? What advice would you give to them?
I would say, first of all, number one, don't let fear keep you from finding your purpose or walking in your purpose. Don't allow society to cause you to think that you're not qualified. Um, I just started, I announced yesterday and today the launch of my talk show.
Yes, and
Somebody got to take over for
congratulations.
Oprah. Why not me?
Right?
Like, I'm qualified. And when you have that relationship with God and you pray about it and you have the right circle that will push you to that next level, then you understand that I'm qualified for this. So I definitely would say you just gotta go. Just go ahead and walk in your purpose. Don't let fear keep you. Don't let the fact that your past, whatever you went through, I don't care if your mom was a crackhead, your daddy was an alcoholic, if you got 65 children, if you don't know who your baby daddy is, I don't care what the issue may be. You might be real black or real white. Walk in your purpose. Don't allow anybody to because what you're doing is you're delaying your millions, you're delaying
Mhm.
your blessing, and because purpose is to help somebody else reach their purpose, now you're delaying somebody else's purpose. So you just delaying everything. You delaying money and people and time. Like, girl, walk in your purpose.
Amen. Thank you so
You're
much for
welcome.
spending time with us. How can people connect with you and follow you?
Yes, y'all follow me. Listen, I'm on a mission on Instagram. My little Instagram is just booming.
Yes, it is, girl.
I'm
It's
on a mission
happening.
to get to 10K before the end of the year. So follow me on Instagram, which all of my social media handles is Shawana V. That's SHAWANA V as in victory. We have the victory.
Yes.
My website and my blog is www.shawanav.com. And my email is info@shawanav.com. So y'all connect with me. I would love to connect with you all. Follow me on social media, all that good stuff. Let's connect together so we can push each other's purpose. Not just you pushing me pushing you, and we all go on the purpose together and be millionaires together.
Amen. The purpose part right here. Hello, purpose. So, yes,
Yes.
you ladies, make sure that you go and follow her on all of her social media channels. If you have any questions about anything that she shared here in her interview, in her story, make sure that you comment them below. And thank you so much, Shawana, for giving us your time. I truly appreciate it. Ladies, thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Until next time. Bye.